the mic. So Joey Gilbert reached out to me last night, said, hey, would you mind doing a little speech for me? He said, I can't make it. The plane that I was supposed to charter canceled on me, and I have to be back in time to watch my daughter. And I said, of course, I'd be honored to say something for you. It's a shame that he couldn't make it here. But the one message that me and Joey have bounced back and forth off each other when this whole thing started many months ago is that fear is the one thing that kills more dreams than anything else. And I'm watching it kill the freedom in America. There's fear of losing jobs. There's fear of all kinds of things. And the one thing that Joey Gilbert has done is he's faced all of his fears, and it's what's made him meet all of his dreams. He's, won all kinds of things, boxing. He's done all kinds of things like that because he's faced fears. There's a lot of men that I know that would love to step in a ring just to try it because we have testosterone, we're men. But fear cancels it on them. So the message that I think that he wants to get out is don't let fear cancel these things. Every time that fear kills something, it kills the next generation's dreams. So when you guys are out here and for the elected officials throughout this country, if there's something you're afraid of, if that's losing your seat, being removed from it, if you're doing the right thing or not doing the right thing, the Constitution's pretty well set in stone. You take the emotion out of it, and it's pretty straightforward. If you're afraid of that, step down. Let somebody step up that doesn't have fear. And the closing message, and this is directly from Joey, is he plans on throwing his hat in the ring for governor. He hasn't done that yet, but he wants all you guys to know that he's not afraid of fighting for all of us, not only in Nevada, but throughout the country. He's swinging everywhere and busy, and he loves this country. He loves our freedom. The one thing that I wish I seen a lot more in this crowd of is the younger generation, because I see a lot of people that have put their heart and soul into everything that they've earned, but I don't see the younger generation sitting here. So maybe we need to start kicking them in the pants a little bit and getting them involved, getting a few more blisters on their hands, and getting them into things like this so they can be a part of what this next generation is going to bring, and hopefully it's a great country. Like one Mexican president said, he said, you can judge a country by how many people want out and how many people want in. So I'm going to tell you right now, the border wall that they're building, it's not because we have trouble getting people into this country. We still live in a great country. And I thank you guys, and I thank this commission for letting me be up here and for just being a part of this. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you, Bert. I'd also like to thank a couple other people that really helped me put this together today. And one's my wife over here. She's the office manager of the Nevada Lands Council. She handled all the phone calls. She got a table back there with our brochures and stuff, and we actually stood up and rented the park for this event. So thank for the Nevada Lands Council. And also Debbie Pavalik in the Coalition Nevada right here. They were at the Battle Mountain rally and immediately started pushing me to do the same thing here in Elko. Their group of volunteers put the flyers all around town. They donated to pay for this event. So thank you, Debbie, and your group. Oh, the Gerbers. I got to talk about the Gerbers. Okay. Grant Gerber, I actually was seated to take his seat when he died. He was killed when his horse fell with him. He was carrying petitions across the country to Washington, D.C. to deliver to our Congress. His horse fell with him, and unfortunately he died. And I was selected to pick his seat with the blessing of his family. Travis is the one dressed as Paul Revere riding. There he is. And I think Travis is going to follow me up on this thing. And I'd also like to thank these vendors behind us. Like I said, we passed our resolution on June 2nd, and we had to put this all together on Father's Day, so it was really tough to get somebody to come out and do this stuff. So be sure to thank those vendors on your way by. And I think that's about all I got to say.
Rex Stedinger, folks. Thank you to one and all, Elko County. I am going to walk over there and do this despite me thinking it's a good idea because there's an animal involved, but Paul Revere's got a good handle on that horse. But before I do that, I've got to tell you, I think Rex should have expanded a bit. I had Grant Gerber on the radio live 3 times on the Grass March, and it was such an inspirational event. I had him crossing the Potomac River. I've still got that interview. Be glad to play it for you. And when I heard about this tour, I said, I missed the Grass March to D.C. I'm not missing a Rise USA, Faith, Family, and Freedom. And the Gerber family is the one who made that happen. Zach, I guess, is not here. Travis is here, and he is going to share a word or two aboard his steed. Travis Gerber.
Thank you. Hello, Elko County. Hello, Americans. And what a great tribute to my father, Grant Gerber, on Father's Day. He would have been here today. This is his horse. This horse is probably more well-traveled than most people in this audience. It's been from the Pacific to the Atlantic Ocean. It's been up Pennsylvania and Constitution Avenues in Washington, D.C., and carried petitions for Lander and Elko counties all the way to Washington, D.C. And I know that if Paul Revere were here today, he would be here today at this rally. Many people have forgotten the story of Paul Revere or have never been taught this story. The reason he rode was for this: to be able to keep and bear their arms, to have independence in this country. The British were occupying Boston and had sent soldiers out to Concord and Lexington to take the colonists' arms by secret and by force. They marched in the night, and the colonists had been watching these actions of the British and had a signal system set up where lanterns would be hung in the tower of Christ Church in Boston to signal if the soldiers were leaving the city. And on that night, they left the city, and the signal was given. Paul Revere was waiting on the other side of the river, mounted a fast horse, and rode about 16 miles over to Lexington and Concord, and rousing everyone along the way to get their guns and to gather and to protect their weapons. That was the reason why he rode. And Paul Revere was not special. He was not unique in his time. He was a silversmith. And just like many of you, he held a job working with metal. Some of you are welders, miners. He had a trade just like all of us. There was others in the Revolution. George Washington, a farmer. Thomas Jefferson, a lawyer. They held all the trades, but they were colonists, soon to be Americans. And